Greetings, welcome to a chilly morning here on the Southern Downs. Out for another hike. Going to be going along the rabbit-proof fence here. I've been up to this place a few times, not this exact spot, but yeah, exploring a few isolated sections of the fence. But I've actually come out to the farm where my mum used to work, so this is all private land up here. And yeah, asked the guy she worked for if I can actually come up here and hike along the fence, and yeah, he's cool with that. So yeah, I've just been dropped up here and I'm gonna actually hike all the way along this fence down into town. So it's going to be 15 to 20 kilometers depending on how much it winds and meanders. But yeah, it's about 9 AM right now, so I would say maybe I'll finish by 3 or so, just depending on how fast I go. But we're gonna have a nice leisurely stroll. I don't have to be anywhere today. Let's go for it. So this fence runs quite a long distance along the Queensland New South Wales border, rabbit-proof fence, or as it's officially called, Downs-Moreton rabbit board fence. That's the right name, I think. And this fence was put here along the border to stop the rabbits from getting up into Queensland. As soon as rabbits were introduced to Australia, it became quite a large pest, and yeah, given they were introduced in New South Wales first, they were heading north, and yeah, Queensland was trying to stop them, so they made this fence here, which is meant to be rabbit proof. It hasn't quite been effective. We still see quite a few rabbits on this side, but yeah, that's pretty much the history of it. Just this fence here built to stop rabbits, and I'm just going to be walking along this fence. It's going to go behind all this farmland up here, mostly just for grazing. You can see those dairy cows up there, and yeah, probably going to go through some bush as well. On this side here is actually Koreelah National Park, so the New South Wales side is national park, while Queensland side is all private farmland. I've wanted to do this for quite some time now, so today we're actually going to be exploring and covering quite a large distance of this fence up here in the mountains behind the town where I live. Alright, how easy it's going to be to open. It's locked, so I'll just climb over as we do. There we go. I chose a great day to come up here. Most of the times I've been up here, it's been shrouded in fog. It's quite common throughout the year. I'm certainly starting to warm up now. There's quite a bit of uphill that I've encountered. One thing I want to mention is the reason I've actually come out to this section, Koreelah National Park. I've hiked in there before, but I was on the other side. It's a pretty thin national park. Straight through the bush here, go an hour, that way you'll probably come out onto the road that goes on the other side of the national park. So it's pretty thin but very long. It just goes along the quite a big length of the border here. And I was looking on Google Maps, and somewhere up here there's meant to be a connection that links onto an old trail that goes right through this national park, and I really want to find that because eventually I want to actually go down there and try to explore and connect to the other side of the national park, because that would actually mean like I could actually come up here, go down there and head all the way to the other side and connect to this larger area on the other side where there's like a beautiful camping ground, waterfall, all of that. It's not very commonly traversed anymore, like a lot of it's overgrown. Apparently there was an old road that went somewhere up through here that's blocked somewhere further up here, so yeah, it's not maintained anymore, but there are still some old trails and I want to come up here and try and find them. There's been a few other people, locals around here, that they say they know where it is, but it doesn't seem like anyone knows for sure. A few people have tried to find it, they haven't been able to, so yeah, maybe I'll be lucky. My pack is also not as heavy as I've had it the last few times. I don't always go hiking with this pack here. This is my big hiking pack. I always have a tendency to overpack rather than underpack, which I think is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I'd rather have something and not need it than not have it and need it. But at the same time, I really do want to optimize my pack a lot more to have it more lightweight. I want to really look into, you know, the way sometimes some people do like ultra lightweight hiking, where you still have, you know, like everything you need, like a small tent even, and like enough warm clothes, especially like, you know, now being in winter, right? But not have to carry such a heavy pack everywhere where you feel like over encumbered. So I'm still learning, I'm still optimizing. I'm not an expert at bushcraft survivalism by any means. I haven't done many camping overnighters with hiking, so yeah, I want to actually try that out more. Even along here, like there's plenty of great spots along here where you could camp. I mean, it wouldn't officially be allowed, but I mean, who's gonna know? Who's gonna know I'm up here? If you're interested in seeing what I have in my pack, just comment down below. I might do a dedicated video showing what I have in there, and yeah, just showing the journey of actually figuring out what works, what doesn't work, trying out gear, because I've bought a lot of gear over the years, but a lot of it I've admittedly have never really used, although I do have it in there. So yeah, we'll go on this journey and see how it goes. And aha, I think we must be getting close to that connection. If you see, yeah, there's actually the old road over here. This is Acacia Plateau Road, because this section up here, this farmland here, this is up here. We're actually up at the falls now on the Queensland side, but on the New South Wales side it becomes Acacia Plateau. Plateau continues on this side of the fence further up there, and this here, I believe, through these trees here, is Acacia Plateau Road. It is a public road, but it's no longer maintained, this part at least. Oh, there we go, you can actually see it through there. It's no longer maintained, so yeah, there's a section further up there that's blocked off where you can't drive any longer. But yeah, the connection that I mentioned before, that I'm looking for to go through Koreelah National Park, it is connected to this road here. So the fact that we see the road right next to the fence means we must be getting pretty close, in my estimation. And wow, just look at these views. Next time I would definitely rather hike along this old road here, because it stays along the fence a little bit, but then it goes deeper in the forest. But wow, just look at this. This is really old forest in here. See that? And then just backing onto spectacular views like this. It's honestly so funny, like a lot of locals have never even been up here. I mean, they might know these places exist, but a lot of locals that I'm speaking to have never really gone hiking up here. And I mean, here I am, it's like I've only lived in this region like 2 years, and yeah, just exploring, going hiking in all these areas. But I remember even when I grew up on the coast, I mean, there was many areas of the, in my suburb Pack Pines, that I hadn't checked out, and up at the Gold Coast hinterland, like there was so much to explore that I'd never actually, to this day, that I've never actually been to. So yeah, like oftentimes people, myself included, have, you know, the goal of going exploring and traveling. Often might be looking to far away places to get that sense of fulfillment, enjoyment and adventure, perhaps even overseas travel, which I know I 100% want to do all that as well. But I guess this is a reminder, just myself experiencing this up here. It's like I did not have to go anywhere to experience this. This is right in my, this is practically in my backyard. Oftentimes we don't have to go as far as we think to find places where we can fulfill that desire for adventure, exploring, seeing new places. I mean, granted, I have to say, you know, I'm so lucky growing up in Australia, where we have such wide open spaces, access to nature. I mean, I've been overseas to other countries, and I mean, there's beautiful nature across the world, but I mean, Australia really does have something very unique in that we're such a massive country, you know, a big landmass, a whole continent that's apart from, you know, the dense conglomerations around, you know, the major cities. It's like this continent is virtually empty, and there's just so much to explore. I haven't explored most of these trails yet, and yeah, I don't have to go very far to do that. So I have these, you know, goals of, you know, going on long road trips, eventually traveling overseas, which is great. Everyone should go do that. I want to go do that, right? But I don't always have to, you know, look so far away in order to get that sense. I think also, like, if we can get that and feel that, if we can fulfill that desire for adventure, and also find you know, peace in where we already are, who we already are, as opposed to, I guess, running around trying to find it elsewhere. Like, that's, I guess, what I'm trying to get to. There's a town, and somewhere around there's the block where I live. I'm guessing we're around 1200 meters in elevation. The town down there is about 550. So yeah, even down there in the plains, that's all an elevated plateau on the western side of the Great Dividing Range, which is why this part of Queensland has a cooler climate to the rest of the state. Up here is probably the best place in the state to go hiking in summer. Like, the rest of the states most likely will be just too hot or humid for that, but up here it stays relatively cool even in the summer. You might get a handful of days above, you know, 30, maximum 35 degrees, but honestly, apart from that, you wouldn't, most days would only be getting up to maybe the high 20s in summer. So much cooler compared to down in the plains, and of course much cooler and less humid compared to the rest of the state. It's a subtropical highland climate up here. And yeah, looking at the data, this region up here has never recorded a temperature above 40 degrees Celsius, which is very, very uncommon for most parts of Australia. Next time I'm definitely going to drive up Acacia Plateau Road as far as I can go, and then to start walking along it. It'll eventually go all the way this way, and then I know further up, like the opposite direction from where I started, there is a gate, but the gate I'm interested in, that connection, is somewhere along here, and it connects to a track that then goes deeper into this national park. That's the thing that I'm trying to find, and that so many other people, or not many, but a few other people around here have been trying to find, but no one has been successful so far. An old shack to store something, but yeah, currently not in use, as is the case for most old buildings on farms. It is very muddy, slippery going down here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what 2 weeks of rain will do. Oh boy. Yeah, there's so many great clearings and spots that would be awesome for camping. I'm 100% going to have to do it sometime. Although I think it would be even better on going along the road there, because you can actually like be more in the forest as well, which I would really like. I'm starting to doubt that we'll find that connection. It might be that there's no longer a gate along here that leads to that connection the way I thought it would, or perhaps on the sections where this road meanders away from the fence, maybe deeper into the forest, there's actually a connection. So yeah, if I don't find the connection here, the next point of call will definitely be to drive up on the paved part of this road, a little bit off road, but then just drive as far as I can, and then yeah, just walk probably along here. It has to be somewhere around here. But anyway, if I don't find the connection, it doesn't matter either way. Having a wonderful time. Should have brought a more lightweight jacket as well. It's pretty chilly here under the forest canopy. I'll get too hot if I put my puffer jacket back on, but yeah, something more lightweight would also be nice. Gotta keep moving, otherwise I'll get too cold. Eventually I'll also want to find somewhere to sit down, have a bit of a break, get some lunch ready. So I have brought some food with me, and yeah, gonna cook it on the little gas burner that I've brought in my pack here. So gonna try that out for the first time, and yeah, have to see a good spot with a log or somewhere comfortable I can sit with maybe a good nice view like this. That's probably where I'll do it. But yeah, same time I do want to keep moving and cover as much distance as I can. I'm not particularly hungry yet, but we'll probably get there in maybe an hour or so. For a second I thought this clearing here was the connection, but there's no path going deeper into the forest, and yeah, no gate here either. So yeah, it must all be either completely overgrown, or yeah, like I said before, it's probably deeper into the forest on a part of this road that is not directly next to the fence. So I'm gonna have to head deeper in next time to actually find it, unless, aha, speak of the devil, just as I thought I was giving up, look at this. This is exactly it, I'm pretty sure. This is the gate. Aha, I see. And I see another gate up there. Let's walk up there. Yeah, there's no signal up here, so there's no way to check on Google Maps exactly. But yeah, when I get home, I'll have to check this area, see if I can find anything on the maps. Aha, so the fence, alright, so the fence continues along here. And yeah, then there's the rabbit-proof fence, continues along this way. So this is the way we will continue to walk. But yeah, I want to actually cross over a bit here and see if I can find any connection going into the forest. If we have, then that's the connection that actually walks right through the middle of Koreelah National Park. Yeah, this gate's very similar to the one further up if I were to walk in the other direction from where I started. So I'm quite sure this is it. Because on the map, of course, I couldn't see exactly, there's no street view of course or anything, so I couldn't see exactly what it looks like, but I saw on maps there was Troth Creek Road labeled, which it's the trail that goes right through the national park, joins up with Acacia Plateau Road up here, and then there's meant to be there would be some sort of gate, because Acacia Plateau Road ends, or well, it ends at the gate that's further down and then connects onto another road. All right, there we go. We're now in New South Wales on Acacia Plateau Road. Yeah, so this national park has a few trails running through it, but it's no longer maintained, so many of them have obviously become overgrown. I was on the other side of that trail, so if we can't find the trail from this side, I'll have to go back to the other side eventually and try to link up here that way. But if it's all overgrown, that might prove much more challenging than I initially thought. But this is that connection, I'm quite sure. I'm gonna walk this way a little bit, and yeah, maybe that way a little bit, see if I can find any signs of a trail or something, and if not, then well, we'll know roughly where the connection is, but obviously that would mean the trail has either been overgrown or I'm completely wrong and this is not the connection that I thought it was. Stumbling across these little clearings here, which I mean, it's probably when they're clearing the track, they'll scoop a lot of dirt and stuff and put it all in here, but yeah, I keep expecting one of these to lead further down, but no, it doesn't look like it. 100% has to be somewhere around here, so we'll keep going a little bit this way, and if I don't find it, I'll try the other direction, and yeah, then we'll know for sure. We've made it up to Acacia Plateau. That fence diverges from the Acacia Plateau road just up here, and yeah, up here this is Acacia Plateau. Given that there's houses there, I'm gonna guess that just right down there in the valley, I think I can see it in the distance, that's Acacia Plateau Road, the drivable part. So I have actually driven up here. It's paved probably up until there, and then it becomes a dirt road, and I drove a little bit that way. Next time I'll definitely drive up here, probably park my car somewhere there as far as I can comfortably drive, and yeah, then be able to walk. What threw me off was the fact that this fence didn't run exactly along the Queensland-New South Wales border, so on the maps it looked like it passed through the fence when in fact it didn't. But yeah, Acacia Plateau, we don't have that far to go until we get to the part that I've hiked before. Still a fair distance until we start heading downhill, so I'd say probably another good 2-3 hours until I'm done with this hike. So yeah, probably definitely more than halfway in, but no, this is certainly a long one, but I'm doing well. Thankfully I lightened my pack.